So basically for this makeup, I bought the main blue that's in this tutorial, just so that everybody had the same color, because if you bought the wrong shade, it's very noticeable, and we want to make sure that we look as uniform as possible. So what you guys are going to do is you're just going to pay me back $7. It actually is cheaper this way for you guys, so once you pay me back, then awesome. The only person who doesn't have to pay me back is Devlin, because Devlin's not going to wear makeup. So this is the color. It's a very bright blue. It is a creamy color, so it's like cream. It's not an actual powder, so when you apply this, I really don't recommend you using your finger. For one, it's messy. For two, it's not that easy to control. So I recommend using a brush. Once you've done that, you're going to, I didn't put this in the tutorial, but make sure that you set it with a blue powder. I'll show you the powder at the end of this tutorial. There will be a picture of it, and you need to go buy that, okay? It's because if I don't set it with a powder, it's going to crease and it's going to look gross, and that's not cute. You'll also need a jumbo NYX pencil. It's like it's an eye pencil. It's like an eyeliner. It's white. It's stark white. It's called Milk. You will also need brown stick liner. Okay, just like how we always do, the brown stick liner. No black, brown stick liner. You also need black liquid liner for the top lid. You can either have a felt tip or just the regular whatever. For the lipstick, this is going to be your shade. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a pink mauve nude. Mauve nude. After you do your makeup, then you will do your foundation and everything else. If you do this makeup after you've done your face makeup, you'll have blue all over your face. Not cute. For makeup, you have to have your foundation, your powder, and blush, and lipstick and eye makeup. If you want to do it, you can contour and bronze and eyebrows and whatever else, but that's up to you. Make sure you watch the tutorial as many times as possible. Stop and rewind it. Make sure you learn it. If the makeup looks bad on you on the day that you're supposed to wear it, I will make you take it off and redo it. That is the whole point for these videos. It's so that your makeup looks the same as everybody else's, and so that you can do it on yourself. We're not going to be wasting time with me coming around doing your makeup or having other people do it for you. You'll be doing your own makeup, and you will be doing it right. Otherwise, you'll redo it. So in the video, I try to be as detailed as I possibly could be. If there is something that's not clear or doesn't make sense or I didn't answer it properly or whatever, leave your question in the comment section. Don't ask Maggie or whoever to text me a question. Just ask your question in the comments so that I can just answer it, and that anybody else who may have that question, it's already answered. Okay, so everybody can see it. So it's just extra clarification. Okay, so questions in the comments and I'll answer them. And here's how to do your makeup. Okay, so for this tutorial, you're going to start by taking the brown shade, kind of like this. It's going to look similar to that. This is for blending purposes. You're going to start by basing that into the corner of the eye. Now when I do this, I'm literally going to make a V, and I'm going to do this, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm doing this, okay? In her eye. And this is called your outer corner, or your outer V, okay? I'm going to start by coloring that, okay? So I'm literally going to take it and go and make a V. Just like this. You see that? V. Sideways V in the corner of her eye. I'm going to take a little more, and I'm going to do the same thing just to make sure that that's a little darker. Once I've gotten that a little darker, I'm going to go ahead and drag this into her crease. Okay. I didn't put any extra product on that brush. I just went ahead and kind of just dragged whatever was on it over. Close your eyes. So as you can see, that was where her eye started, and now we have got color. The point of this isn't necessarily for the fact that it's going to show up in the makeup. This is just so that the black that we're about to set down actually shows up really nice without looking streaky, and also to help it blend better into the eye. After you've taken that, mind you, that was with a rather fluffy type looking brush. Okay. Then with a more precise looking brush, something that's not quite as fluffy and it's more pointed, you're going to take that solid matte black that I'll show you at the end of the video, and you're literally going to take it and just kind of do a little bit. You're not going to take it in there and swirl it. Just take a little bit, and then you're going to quickly outline really quick. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to tap on her outer V. Okay? I'm very lightly pressing. Now if you can kind of see where it's starting to show up, it's literally in a V shape, just like how I did the brown. Okay? If you do anything different, you'll mess it up. So I'm literally going and making a V. Okay, in her outer corner. Can you guys see that? Alright. I'm not going to take this and drag this into her lid, into her crease over here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep it on this outer V. Okay, and I'm going to kind of reach up a little bit towards her eyebrow and kind of make a V right there. Okay, then I'm going to take a little bit more of the same color with the same brush, and I'm going to go ahead and darken that up a little bit. And then I'm even going to kind of go in and fill that little crease part in that we haven't filled in right there. And so it's going to be a little triangle. Okay. Just keep doing that to deepen it up. I'm going to take a little bit more and do the same thing just to make it a little darker. I'm only going exactly where I put that brown earlier, minus the crease. I'm not dragging that into the crease. Okay. So now you can see she has like a little outer V. A little outer V right here. Okay. Now I'm going to go back with that fluffy brush, and on that same brown shade, I'm going to take a little bit of it, and I'm going to go back over the black just so that we can kind of start blending it. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to swoosh it into the crease. And if you can see, the black is starting to kind of drag into the crease by itself, just because I took that brown and I mixed it in, and it's kind of moving over there by itself. So there's still black in that crease, but not because I went and actually stepped black in there, okay? It's going to move in there naturally, which is what you want, so that it stays clean and doesn't turn dirty and it looks natural, okay? So you can see how the black is kind of deepened up in the crease. After that's done, you're going to take a little bit more black on that same brush that you used for the black earlier. Take a little bit more and just go again back over that black. So this beginning part is just a lot of layering of black and brown on your outer V, so that we get that black the way we want it. Okay. Once you've done that, you're going to take a more precise brush that's really thin and flat, kind of like this. Okay. And then you're going to take your blue. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take it and I'm going to literally kind of pat it on like this. I'm literally going to take it and kind of push it like this onto her eye, because it is a cream color, and right now I just want to push the color on where I want to move it around later, okay, because it's not going to get on there and dry. So right now I'm just kind of patting it onto her lid, and I'm getting some color on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to rub it around like this, okay, in windshield wiper motions, just to kind of spread it around. Once it's kind of spread out, I need a little more, so I'm going to go ahead and take some more. I'm going to go back and do the same thing. I'm going to start by patting, and then I'm going to drag it around. So right now I'm just going to pat it on. Notice that I'm not taking it up onto her crease. So notice how, see, all you can still see, notice how you can still see the black and the brown right here. And I'm not taking the blue and I'm not setting it up here. That's not what we want. We want to keep that down on just the lid. And I'm also not putting this over here on the black, okay? We want to keep it over here where we haven't put anything yet. This tattoo color, it's called tattoo because it will stick onto you. So you want to kind of work fast so that it doesn't dry too quickly, because it does end up drying, but it's not going to like dry as soon as it hits your face. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do this. I'm going to kind of color in the rest of her lid. And I'm just going to drag this down so that I can really get that shape of her eye. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take a little more product. And I'm going to deepen that. Make sure there's no patches. Get it on the bottom of the lid. And make sure I get it all the way around. Like so. Okay. Last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to kind of rub right here. So I sort of mix the brown and the blue just a little bit, just so that it seamlessly blends in. And I didn't take any more product on the brush. I just went over there and kind of meshed them together. So I'm literally taking it and kind of pulling the black over. Okay. Now after I've done that, I'm going to go back in with the black that I used earlier in the beginning with the same brush, that same, definer brush. I'm going to go and tap that on, and I'm going to darken up the black so that the blue isn't overpowering. Okay. And I'm only putting the black where I had it earlier. Okay. You can kind of see that. Alright, last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take a clean brush. Okay. If you don't have a clean brush, what I recommend doing is taking the brush that you used for the brown in the beginning and cleaning it all the way off. Okay. Take a clean brush or clean off that other brush and go in and blend in the black and the brown. So from the crease. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and I'm going to kind of literally just kind of fluff it around very lightly so that I don't take away the blue. Open. If you look at Erica, you can see that the black has gone down here, okay, onto her bottom lid, like past her bottom lid, and it looks dirty, right? She looks like she just kind of slapped some black on her face and she looks muddy. We don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little towel, like a makeup remover towel. So kind of just like this. And I'm going to erase that black. Okay. Okay. Still not clean enough, so I'm going to pull it up a little higher, more towards her brow. And then I'm going to clean off that little bit that went onto her face. Okay. Alright, so as you can see now, she has a clean line and it's no longer drooping down here. Okay, that's what you want. It's very lifted, very dramatic. Next thing you're going to do is you are going to line your lid with a liquid black liner. Okay. Once you've lined the lid, normally, you're going to do a wing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is for this wing, you got to make sure that you take it exactly where your black eyeshadow is, okay? So if the black line of the eyeshadow goes here, I don't want my wing to be up here, okay? Or down here. Okay, it needs to be exactly in line with that eyeshadow. So if you don't understand what that means, hopefully by watching it you understand. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it exactly where I have the bottom part of the black. I'm going to pull right there. So if you can kind of see, her winged liner is right there, and then the wing shadow, the shadow wing, or whatever you want to call it, continues. Okay, that's just so that when you look at her, you can see the winged eyeliner, and then you can see where the eyeshadow starts. Open your eye. Okay, so you notice how when I said I don't want the liner to go below that, and I don't want it to go above that, I want it to go right in line with it. That's what I mean. So that's where your bottom line is going to go. Okay, and then I'm going to drag it in just for like a regular wing. Okay. And as you can see, there's that little dip right there from the eyeliner that I kind of touched outside of the line. So I'm just going to take that little wipe thing that we started with to wipe off the eyeshadow, and I'm going to clean that up. Okay. So now you can't see that anymore. That's what you want. So as you can see, this makeup is very pulled back. Okay, so what that's going to do is with all of your hair pulled back and your hair bumped, it's going to give you a very lifted illusion, and it's going to give you that really regal look, which is what we're going for. I remember how I always tell you guys, you look regal and look uppity. That's what this makeup is going to hopefully achieve. Okay, next step after that, you're going to go ahead and take that NYX pencil and you are going to highlight your inner corner. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're literally going to kind of roll it like this. What I do is I kind of take it into our inner corner and then I'm going to kind of roll it around. And then I'm going to dot it on. Like so. Okay? So that's not big enough for me, so I'm going to do a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Notice how I'm not taking this all the way into her nose area. You want to keep this on the eye and make sure that doesn't kind of go into the corner of your nose right there where your eye meets. Okay? Once you do that, I'm going to take my pinky and I'm just going to kind of blend that so that there's not like any dots, random dots, so that's very blended into the skin. And then once you've done that, you're going to come find me and I will set that with a white shadow. So you won't have to go by that. I'll have that for you. So once you've done this part, come find me and I'll set your shadows, and then you'll go back and do your eye, the rest of your face. Okay? After you've done your face makeup, you're going to do your bottom lid. Okay? The next step is to do your mascara. Okay. And then you're also going to do your top lashes. You're going to cut your lashes really nicely, top and bottom. And then you're going to apply your eyeliner on the bottom lid. Okay. So you're going to use that brown stick liner. Just like how I always tell you guys, I never tell you to put black in your bottom lid because I think it gets really messy and it gets dirty and it's not cute. Okay? Brown is still dark, but when it runs, it doesn't look disgusting. Okay? So, that's pretty much the finished eye look. After you've done this, you can go ahead and do your contouring or whatever, and your eyebrows and all that stuff. Last thing you're going to do is your lips. Like the lip color, that really mauvey nude. Something that's kind of not as dramatic just because your eye color is so bold. We don't want a bold lip paired with a bold eye. Then it'll be too overpowering and you'll look like a clown. But you're a cute clown. Okay, you look fine. Okay, so that is the lip. Notice how it's a nice color. It's still kind of natural, but it looks like you have color. And it looks good with that eye. So, that's your makeup. Okay? So make sure when you're doing this makeup, you try to do it as best as you can. Make it look like that. If it's messy, if it's dirty, it'll look bad because these are really bold colors. So if you have the black in the wrong spots, everybody will see it. If you have the blue in the wrong spots, everybody will see it. If you have the white in the wrong spots, like girl, if it's not in the right spot, everybody will be able to tell. So make sure you do it right. And that's ugly and fierce. Yes, that right.